about 5 to 6 minutes, and then you have our introduction. So give about like a 2 minute introduction or so.
Okay, got it.
So
Okay.
we're gonna do like a two. Yeah. So are we
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
like a
Countdown, ready? You guys ready for the countdown?
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna press go live on my Instagram in 3, 2, 1.
1.
Countdown.
Okay, we are live.
Wait.
Yeah, okay, got it. Ready? We are live. Hey guys, welcome.
Howdy, everybody.
Howdy. Let me put this in front of me. I think it's gonna be much easier. You guys don't see it anyways. So, let's just let the chat fill up real good. We got 8 people over here. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone that is joining. Thank you for joining today. I know it is Thursday. We are at 2:10. We're 10 minutes behind, guys. That's because of Taylor. So let's just see. We're filling up. Taylor, how much you got over there?
I have on my stream. I have like 5 viewers so far. What's up, guys? How we doing? How are we doing? We're live in Phoenix, Arizona, and Wichita, Kansas, and
Cape Coral, Florida.
Cape Coral.
Yeah.
All right. So should we give the people what they want? Should we give them some graphics? Should we give them some countdowns? Should we give them some intro music?
Let's start with the intro music, and then we'll go to the countdown. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Ready? No one has heard the song yet. Okay. So ready? 3, 2, 1.
Show.
You guys could hear that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. So let's just do the countdown, and I think I'll let the chats fill up.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Perfect. See you guys. Okay, we are back.
We are live.
We are live.
I'll get started off. Okay. Hey guys, welcome here to this new program we're doing here. It's called the Straight Talk Show. We're gonna be talking straight, clear, and we're gonna be talking the truth here at Straight Talk Show. Every Saturday, we're gonna be going live on Instagram from Taylor Sharp, Brody. He's not going to be able to do it this week, but surely next week he's going to start doing his lives. You can follow Taylor at Real Taylor Sharp. Brody, give us your handle real quick because I don't really
remember. Brody_Rossman.
Okay, Brody_Rousman. And then you can follow me, of course, at Daniel_Ferrer, Ferrer 2011. And we're going to be doing this every Saturday, so it's going to be real fun. Brody, why don't you start us off?
All right, so my name is Brody Rossman. I am from a small town in Hoisington, Kansas. I'm 16, and I love talking about politics and history. I've been doing political content for a while on my Instagram. I like to make historical political content, how politics and history in the United States clash, and yeah, that's basically what I like to do.
Okay, what about you, Taylor?
I am an influencer in Phoenix, Arizona. Promoting the conservative and Republican Party, showing what it's like to be a conservative, to love America, and to really fight for your country and for what you value.
Okay, well, thank you, Taylor. And for those who don't know me, my name is Daniel Ferrer. I have a nonprofit foundation, Patriot Kids Foundation. You can find that at the real top of this live stream. What we do is we just reinstall the love for kids and our history, our founding documents, our founding fathers. We're doing this, taking all around the United States and hopefully one day all around the world. So we got a lot of people here chatting, so that's good. We got a lot of people connected through Instagram. So why don't we start off? Brody, what's our first topic?
So first topic is what problems are affecting our generation, and we'll have Dan go first on this one.
Okay. So on this topic, we want to actually talk about socialism, wokeism, how it's affecting actually our schools, our education, our lives, what it can really do to us. I want to start off with wokeism. We are seeing a huge movement in our country that is putting these values of gender ideology, of critical race theory, things that really don't exist because we know well, as in the Bible says, that there's only two genders, as male and female, and that can only be marriage between male and female. So we know that is the only way possible known by the Bible. So now the problem is that they know that children are spending much more time in our schools than they spend in home with their family. So what they want to do is actually want to separate children from their families and actually want to take them away from the values, the cultures, the morals of that family because they know the danger that that could represent to a society. And what they want to do, in quotes, is destroy this nation after everything our founding fathers have done for this nation because they know how great it is and how much potential we have if we grow our children correctly on the values of the Bible, the God, the Ten Commandments, all these stuff, which our founding fathers were also educated on that. So we see how we have such amazing history, such amazing nation, how it was founded, and all that stuff. So yeah, I think that on wokeism part, what they want to do is just enforce these type of ideologies that are really destroying our nation. And on socialism, we've seen it all around the world. We've seen it in places like the Soviet Union, Cuba, Venezuela, South America, a lot of countries in South America. So it's a lot of stuff. And I think that what we should do is actually just try as much as we can to unite our families and to make sure every children knows and is educated well in schools about what socialism really means. And that's why there's a lot of things that DeSantis may be wrong on or good on. But one thing he did good on this year, which is for 2026 school year, they're going to be putting in teaching children schools and making sure teachers also know what socialism is so they can really know the threats of this to our society.
All right, so socialism, going back to Soviet times, and if you know anything about history and history with the Soviet Union, socialism develops into communism a lot of the time. The Soviet Union was a socialist country, USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, developed from a socialist state, which if you don't know what socialism is basically the economic control, the government control. So the government controls economic and production means. And so there's no classes essentially. So, you have the middle class, the upper class, the lower class. Socialism basically combines those. So the government would come into, and there'd be no private sector, and they would split the pay so that everyone gets paid essentially the same amount. So everyone's on an equal stage. But a lot of the times it only takes a little corruption and you go from how everything's equal, and then a lot of power becomes centralized in the central government, just like it is kind of going today with our government trying to turn socialist. You see a lot of this woke radical change of the propaganda, like the woke ideology, and trying to influence our children and telling them about these ideas like socialism's good, and informing them when they don't know. Their brain is still developing. They're learning things on the daily basis. And you're informing these children these stuff, and they don't know what capitalism is. They don't know values of America. So when they grow up, they don't know what these are, and they're basically brought up from the start that America is a terrible country, capitalism is terrible, and we need socialism. When socialism doesn't work, it only works in theory. There's never been a socialist country that's lasted over 100 years because of internal corruption or the population just overthrowing the government or having a coup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about you, Taylor?
Socialism never works. There's only one real answer to that. It's never worked. As you can see, a lot of Europeans that I know have said that America is the lighthouse of the world, and that's what it is. America is the lighthouse of the world, and it's the only country that actually works stably. Other countries, a lot of the time, they will collapse. Their economies will collapse. The only collapse we've really ever had to really worry about was the collapse of '08. Remember that? As I was just born, right? I didn't really have to think much of it, but we have come back from that, and we haven't had anything since then. 16 years later, to affect our economy drastically. COVID brought it down, but then now we're slowly getting back. Even
Yeah.
with Joe Biden in the White House, we're slowly getting back. With Trump now being elected, countries now fear us because we will be the strongest nation in the world again.
Yeah, exactly. I think that I just want to put this real quick into perspective. Like I was saying when I was talking a few minutes ago, I think that what we should do right now to combat this is just teach our children, first of all, our values, our morals, our culture, and second of all, teach them the danger of that type of society and the lies of these snakes, what they actually represent, and that's something really important because they'll come here with social equality, social justice, and none of that's true.
Yeah,
And it all
100%.
leads to government control.
Yeah.
More control for the government.
So, Brody, what's our next topic there?
Next topic is something happening. No, never mind. Something about the American founding. And then I'll go first on this one. But American founding, going back to the Constitution, the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, as we all know, is a God-given right that allows American citizens, well-regulated militia, to bear arms to protect family, hunting, any of the sort. And the left, one of their big pushes in their what they want to push for is getting rid of the Second Amendment because they want to infer this thing that guns are a terrible thing, that guns cause problems, they kill many deaths. And a lot of claims I've seen in my comments and from the left is that guns actually kill the most children in the United States, which isn't true. It's actually car accidents. But guns are not the problem. It's people. You could lay a gun on a table for 1,000 years. It will not kill anyone. It's the people that we educate this way, and environmental problems that cause things in their head and that cause them to go want to shoot someone. It's not the gun. We have to revise how we teach so that we can educate so we don't have these problems with guns anymore, so that we are able to keep our Constitution. As you can see, the social radical change, they're trying to change our founding documents, our founding fathers put in place to form a more perfect nation under God.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll have Taylor go on this one.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Okay, so something about America's founding.
Well, America was founded on two principles, Judeo-Christianity, and that base was founded on the Bible, right? So in a lot of the in the Constitution, in the Bill of Rights, all these lead back to the Bible. There's very biblical scripture written in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and all these other bills that were then written at the founding parts of America, right? And so when you take that, right, and that's why we have borders. That's why we have these laws in place now. That's why we have the Second Amendment, because we've learned that things don't work, right? If you're not armed, right? I don't know how the U.S. beat the British, right? They were outnumbered, but we still came out and won.
That's called a godly intervention.
Exactly. So, I mean, the founding principles of America was built upon the Bible, and that's why we have America today. That's just what it is, and that's why we have to keep those values in our on our daily lives in America, because that's what we were built upon.
Yep.
Also restating back, but what Taylor said. So another reason, like, they used the Second Amendment is to protect against tyranny. Same thing back with the British. We used our guns to protect against tyranny. Same thing again. I've heard a lot that people say, well, the U.S. government can't turn tyrannical. Any government can turn tyrannical. And then and this goes back to when the Soviet Union was formed after the Bolshevik Revolution, when the Soviet Communist Party got in power. The first thing they did was take away people's arms. And in the Soviet Union, you couldn't defend yourself or shoot someone, or you couldn't stab someone unless you had been stabbed first. So they took away, and then they took freedom of speech away, and then after you knew it, they were communist, and the government had control over the entire country, and you had basically zero freedoms, and that could happen to us at any time.
Yeah. Okay, Brody, what's our next one?
Do you want to go, Daniel, about this? Or?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to be separating real quick so people can understand. We're going to be separating these programs into 4 different segments. Those segments are going to be talking each about something. For example, the first one we already covered is about something that's happening between us young people in the United States, which, as we covered today, socialism, wokeism, how it's affecting our educational lives. Then the second one's going to be something we acknowledge important that affects our daily lives today from the American founding. Then our third topic is going to be actually about something that's happening really important in political life right now. For example, the Panama Canal, Canada becoming the 51st state, or Greenland joining the United States. So there's a lot of stuff we can talk about there. Then the fourth one, I actually want to talk to you guys about this one, but we'll get to there after we cover this third segment. So let's get into it. Taylor, I think you start with this one. Something that is important about political life right now. For example, like I was saying, the Panama Canal, Canada, or anything else that you find important that's happening right now.
Well, there's a few unrealistic things, like Canada becoming the 51st state. Obviously, Trump was just saying a joke. He didn't. I mean, obviously, if an opportunity arose, and yeah, like maybe, but most likely that will not happen. And but the biggest issue, in my opinion, right now is the border. It's not about good people and bad people coming across. It's about people that are bad coming across, and they ruin it for everybody, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in your classroom, right? The teacher says, "Okay, no phones," or let's say, "Hey, you can have your phones out sometimes," but then there's that one kid that's always on their phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then he ruins the privileges for everybody, right? Coming
Yeah.
into this country is a privilege. You come into this country to get a better life. That's why everybody comes here. Why aren't we all going to China right now? Because you're not going to get a better life if you go to China. And that's why we have to secure the border, because things that are coming across right now are not very good. I mean, you have fentanyl, you have a lot of drugs, you have people, there's sex trafficking going on. And then what happened to people that are citizens in the US from illegal criminal migrants that are coming in? I mean, there's 38 terrorist organizations that the CIA knows about right now. Imagine what they don't know about right now.
Yeah.
That's what has come in under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and it needs to be stopped, and it needs to be stopped as fast as we can stop it. A lot of these Border Patrol agents have endorsed Donald Trump. The rally in Prescott a while back before he won the election, there was like 500 of them that were there standing with him on stage or something like that. There was a lot of them, and they endorsed him because they know they can get their jobs, they can get back in their jobs, because right now they're all laid off. No one is working right now. If you
Yep.
look at the James O'Keefe documentary, they're just sitting there. They're just like, I mean, they could see someone illegal standing there, and they're like, oh, like they don't really care. They're just kind of watching them, because they already have so many people that they're taking into these shelters, and it's all about money. It's all about money. These people are
Exactly.
then being trafficked, and it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. But
Exactly.
go watch Line in the Sand for a better understanding on the illegal immigration part of the problem in America.
Yeah. Okay. So now this. Well, actually, Brody, you're up.
No, you're up, Dan.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. So I think that right now, something that's very important apart from the border, which is it's one of our biggest, problems right now in America, is stuff like the Panama Canal, because we're getting so much tariffs on ships that, thanks to the United States, actually, I don't know if you guys saw this, that Trump posted this the other day. I think it was last night. He said that the United States lost 38,000 men when we constructed the Panama Canal 110 years ago. And now today, we send billions of dollars yearly to reconstruct that Panama Canal, to make sure it's in order, to make sure everything's good in shape. And while there's Chinese military people there operating in the Panama Canal. So it is a whole mess up right here, where the United States is paying for something which is controlled by the Panama government and the Chinese military. We're getting high tariffs. We constructed it. We lost 38,000 men when we constructed it. We put our effort into this. And now you're going to say that not even a square feet of that Panama Canal is not going to be American? Come on. When it comes to forging relationships, Trump is really good, because he knows how to put his hand hard and to say, hey, no, you're not. We're gonna stand up for this. We're gonna tell you no, get down, no, and that's what we gotta do. That we need someone. We need a leader like that. We need someone that can say, hey, we're going to stand up to this until here. After that, there's going to be consequences. And that's what's going to have to happen with Russia and Ukraine. That's going to happen with with Hamas. This is what's going to happen with Panama. This is what's going to happen with Canada, Greenland, all these countries that are wanting to take advantage of our greatness, of our money, of our wealth, of our size, and we're just going to let them. Trump's not going to allow that, and I think that's super important. I think we shouldn't allow any country to just stomp over us.
100%.
All right. So I think one of the biggest problems in our society today and with our government is not putting American citizens first. If you look at how much we've spent foreign on other countries besides fixing things in the United States, we've spent $150 billion in military aid to Ukraine since the start of the war in was it 2022, 2023, which could have solved homelessness 8 times over. We've sent about, I think, $3 billion to Israel. We spend so total NATO budget, yearly budget, we've put in half. 50% of total amount spent on NATO, and there's 36 countries. The United States is not democratic. We're a constitutional republic. It is not our job. It is not our job to go across the world and to be everyone's daddy. That's not our job. Our job is to put our American people first, and our government does a terrible job of this because we send billions on trillions of US dollars elsewhere before fixing the border, before fixing homelessness, before fixing infrastructure. I don't know if you know about the lead pipes across the United States. That our water pipe system is terrible in a lot of big cities, and it needs to be replaced. We're spending money too much foreign, especially on military foreignly. And a lot of people, the argument is, well, if we don't, we're not going to be a superpower anymore. That's not true. If you know, we spend $792 billion a year on military. And a lot of that is to be put in foreign places. We put our government, which it's more government interest than it is people interest, because if they really listened to the American people, that wouldn't be the case. But it's the government interest, because what is military good for? It's good for business, because the big corporations get rich whenever we go to wars. That's why we get into so many wars, and it goes back to us sending billions of dollars in military everywhere. The corporations such as Lockheed Martin, arms manufacturers, Ford, whenever they make military equipment during a war, they get rich. So we go and spend billions upon dollars on military just so our government can basically pay big corporations, which they don't care about the American people at this point. It's just about money.
Yeah, exactly. I know, real quick before we hop into the next one, I think that going back to something from the founding era is really important to acknowledge that what you just said, that we are a republic and not a democracy. We are actually 2 types of republic. We're a federal republic and a constitutional republic. We're a federal republic because we elect people to go and represent us in Washington, D.C., and they have our consent to do that. Then we are a constitutional republic. No, sorry, a federal republic, constitutional republic, yes, because the Constitution is the law of the land. And the only thing that can control everything we do right now is the Constitution. But we have to acknowledge something very important, is that our rights come from God and no one, our creator, and no one can take them away. Not Constitution, not any ideology, no judge, no president, no congressman, nothing.
Don't
because
tread
they're
on.
given by our God.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't
Yeah,
tread on.
okay. So let's just hop into the next one then.
All right. Something interesting, something that you guys find interesting about the founding fathers and what they did.
I think that this one actually, it's a bit different. It's an important founding father, what they did and what they represent. But this one also is gonna grow a bit after this first one. So every other week, one of us is going out to the streets and it's going to do an interview about certain founding fathers, see if the people know them, see what they think about them, if they can name at least more than 5 founding fathers, and if they do, we'll give them a treat or something like that. But just want to let you guys know that there's going to be a lot of presents here. Not just because we just passed Christmas, but also we're going to be doing raffles. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff there. So, just want to let you guys know that for more information and what we're going to be doing, and keep watching our podcast, just follow us. You can follow me, Taylor, or Brody, and you'll be connected. Taylor, why don't you start with this one?
So the founding fathers, they genuinely founded this nation, and there's not a lot to talk about them. They've founded this nation, they've built a nation, they fought for a nation, and they risked their lives for this nation. And I don't think they would have thought this nation would be this big now. But because they're not here anymore. But they did a really good job, and now they've turned, what did they have, like 13,000 people, 50,000 people into 360 million people. So I don't think they would have thought that would be the case. Maybe they would have thought Russia would have came and destroyed them, but they didn't. And it's definitely a blessing that we're here today. And yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Brody, why don't you start with this one, and then I'll finish it
I'd
off.
like to make a point first. So one of the reasons why we wanted to get away from Britain was, the tea tax, right? And we were taxed 3% on tea. And to think we're taxed 55% by our own federal government, which is very, it's very unsettling. I don't know about you guys, but so the founding fathers put their wealth, their fame, and essentially their social status on the line to fight for what they knew was right, and to fight against the government they knew was oppressive, and to fight for the people that lived in the 13 colonies who know that we're suffering under the British. And we were like, we're done with this crap. We're done with the British government taxing us on everything and basically trying to be our daddy. So when we're done, so they declared independence. They fought. One of my favorites was Benjamin Franklin, how he basically stood up to the entire British government, went over there on trial, and said what he needed to prove the British wrong. But we had to come through a lot of adversity, regardless of what the founding fathers' background were as slave owners. We had to come through a lot of adversity to where we are now. But yeah, I think the founding fathers were would maybe, the way our government's running today, maybe be rolling in their graves a bit if they saw what how socialist our government has turned. Also, how high our taxes were, maybe just because of the tea tax, but.
Yeah, I think that that's pretty accurate. The founding fathers, when you look back to them, a lot of people say, well, they're atheists, well, they're deists. No, they were actually really religious men that actually were educated at home by their parents with the Bible, with the Ten Commandments. I think that's the most important thing of all. And they created a nation just of how they were educated. I think that's the most important thing of all, and that we should acknowledge. And a lot of people don't know that, and that's sad. So that's why we want to open this segment, and every other week, gets pretty good interviews that we're going to be doing with people out on the street. It's going to be fun. Let's take a quick break, and we'll get to the Q&As, okay? Okay, guys, so we're gonna have a someone come in. News of the world. If you want to come in, I'm gonna give you the link here. I'm getting it right now. I'm gonna give it up to Taylor and Brody, so they can go hit him up, see what he thinks, and yeah. Let's see if he gets in. I'll go.
We do have a question. We do have a question, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
From
backstage. I'll be right.
Okay.
Question from.
We do have a question from GSD Nation, and they asked, what age do you think it is appropriate for kids to get interested in politics? And I personally think that whatever age that they understand it, that they are educated about it, that they know about it, right? Know enough to talk about it and to have a good conversation with it, that's the age. I mean, it could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 30, whatever you think. When you're educated, and or you have questions, right? Ask questions, get involved.
Yeah.
I think any age. I think any age that a kid shows interest, they start asking questions about politics. I think as a parent, if they show interest in history, politics, I think you should help them down that path. I think kids can be interested in politics any age. And the argument that I've been brought up a lot is like, oh, you're 16. Why should you have an opinion and be creating this content if you can't even vote? Well, these people that are going to be put in office are going to decide the future of our country. They're going to be making laws that would affect us in the future. So I think, yes, we should, as it's my right as in the First Amendment to have a say in how I think things should be done.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, politics is something that is, it's all around us every day. Everything we do is politics.
All
The things
right.
we have is politics. And I think it's really important for children to get interested in it. And I don't think parents should, like push them into politics, but they should start like referring to politics and talking about what's happening right now, and mostly talk to your children. It's the most important thing. And politics is something that is going to affect us all day, every day. And so, yeah, yes, talk to your children about it. Start referencing it. You start talking about what's happening. I think that's the most important thing. I think this Thomas Beta. Are you the guy from Instagram?
I think we all are.
Wait, let me see. You guys just find him. I'll be right behind you. Yes,
I think we're all the guys from Instagram, right?
Hey,
What's
what's going on?
What's
man?
up?
Oh, thank you guys for having me. Glad to see some young folk learning politics, talking. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. We appreciate that.
Well, I just got a simple question for you guys. I'm here in New Mexico. We got a lot of natives out here. I don't know if you guys know this, but Native Americans cannot become landowners on the reservation. All native land is held by the federal government in trust. I'm not a big fan of the feds owning all land. I don't think you'd like if the feds owned your house and you couldn't get a loan on it, something like that. What do you guys think of that system? And do you think Republicans are missing out by not speaking about these issues too?
Who wants to go
Ted,
first?
you want to go in?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Wanna go
Wanna go
Okay.
first?
ahead?
Yeah. So